setup, the evidence, and the shock of murder. Good evening, I'm Paula Akana. It's day 2 in the murder trial of a federal agent. KITV4's Laura Yamada just returned from circuit court with what went down in court today. Laura.
Well, Paula, for the first time, we're introduced to one of Colin Eldert's friends who was with him for most of the night before he died. And then there was the evidence specialist building the disastrous scene that ended in tragedy.
He was joking around with. Colin was kind of the jokester. He'd like to make people feel comfortable.
Malia Goodhue was one of 7 friends, along with 23-year-old Colin Elderts and his friend Shane Medeiros, who set out to party, eating and drinking throughout the night, ending at a Waikiki karaoke bar before Elderts and Medeiros split from the group. About an hour later,
I answered the phone, and there was an officer on. Excuse me.
that officer would tell her Elderts had been shot dead here at the Waikiki McDonald's, with who started what hotly debated. Evidence showed the bloody clothes scattered inside where Elderts, Medeiros, Special Agent Christopher Deedy, and others clashed.
Ask if you recognize that.
Today, the clothes dried and shrink-wrapped. Eldert's shirt by far covered the most in blood. Goodhue admitted she wasn't there when it all went down, only heard the news after it was too late.
I couldn't believe it. At that point, too, I mean, I had been drinking all night, so I couldn't comprehend what was being said to me.
There was also a bloody pocket knife on the floor. Investigators found 2 bullet holes in the walls, 2 shell casings around the cashier counter, and 1 spent casing in Deedy's gun. Deedy maintains he fired each shot in self-defense. By 5 a.m., Colin's friend Medeiros became the messenger, telling his friends how their night of fun ended in the worst possible way.
He was just crying and saying he's gone, he's gone. He was a mess.
Now, late this afternoon, one of the officers on scene shortly after the shooting took the stand. Officer Ayu got Deedy's gun, secured it, and ejected a spent bullet casing still inside. Now, that could be an important point of this case. If a gun fires normally, those casings eject on their own. Officers on scene will be back on the stand tomorrow morning.